Hello, beauties. I hope you're well. I think I am live, so this is like super exciting. I am. Okay, so when you join, say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. I'm literally at the pool, so this is going to be super quick. I haven't done this before this way on my laptop. So, anyway, when you join, say hello. Let me know where you're tuning in from. If you're on the replay, say hashtag replay, and feel free to share this with your friends. My name is Colleen Gallagher. If you've never been introduced to me, welcome to this community of passionate creators and people that want to change the world and do amazing things. So I wanted to come on as I was just journaling in my unicorn journal, and I had a really interesting, and I'm so excited, you guys. First, let me pause, let me breathe. First of all, I'm going to do a whole post on San Francisco. I want to really dive into traveling for you guys because I didn't realize how much I miss traveling with COVID being present, but I learned so much about traveling again, and it was like an incredible time. There's so many things. I feel like I lived 5 lives in 4 days. And tomorrow is the launch of the Expanded Liberation magazine. I have a magazine, you guys. This is just, we're doing the things. Oh my God, we have a magazine. What? James, hello. Thank you so much. I love this one too because it has a heart and it has hearts on the bottom too. You guys know I love hearts. So if you see any swimsuits with hearts, I am looking for a couple new swimsuits for this summer coming up, but I feel like my summer already started, so send them to me. I'd appreciate a heart new swimsuit. I like bright colors, so if you see a yellow or an orange or something that has cool hearts, please send it to me in my comments or in my DMs so I can buy it, because I have not had the time to do that yet. But I wanted to come on because something came up. Well, first of all, the magazine. If you have not yet enrolled for the Expanded Liberation Society, it's a magazine where we have two calls a month, and we have a private community where we have dialogue around what I'm posting in this magazine. If you like what I post, especially on controversial topics, but you feel like you have nowhere to release or circulate your thoughts on these issues like COVID-19, the election, politics, the vaccine, this is the place to do it. So it's a really sacred space I've created. It's the most downloaded content, channeled straight from source. It has poetry, there's art, there's all the things. So it's really, I don't know any magazine out there like this. It's digital for now. Once we get about 50 to 100 people in, we're going to make the magazine actually printable, so it's out into people's homes. So it's happening. But why I came on really quickly, let me have this water actually really quick. Hold on. I love that there's 13 of you on here. Well, 2 things. One, I was going to say there was Carlton gave me this. How cool is this? Because there was something that happened and they wrote me a handwritten letter and they gave me this little bottle. I was so happy. So anyway, okay. There was a blog post that I did recently, and the blog post was about, when friends say mean things to you. And I wanted to talk about this because there are some really easy ways to tell from the very beginning that a relationship is going to go south. And I want to kind of put that out as it is with friendships or it is with relating. Even with business, with mentors or with clients or with coaching, it's really easy to tell from the very beginning how it's going to go. Well, maybe it's not easy. I've cultivated a practice to know, so I want to share this with you. So this person that, kind of said a mean thing to me on my birthday, really mean thing to me, along with many other mean things, and a lot of good things, but they would constantly, from the very beginning, talk about a lot of people, in a mutual circle we had. Then they would constantly be saying, negative things about them, and even, their other friends, they would say, why do they do this, or kind of what are they doing, always worried about everybody else, or having a comment to say on everyone else of oh, this person's messed up, or this person's a lost soul, or this person's whatever. And it was interesting because this was someone that this person's friend. So it's almost if you guys were on here, I guess if you could say my water bottle was a person, and I'm talking to my water bottle about my community or my parents or my friends, and I'm telling this water bottle as a person all these negative things about people that are in my life, judgments. And it was interesting because I saw a video last night of one of the people this woman talks about or has talked about, I've heard her share this about, was claiming to be best friends with this person. And it was like, whoa, mind blowing to me, because I'd heard basically this third person talk about this person. This person's now thinking they're best friends. And so it was like a very interesting, like, unraveling to see how, if you're around people, just notice if they talk about other people, if they say mean things about other people, if they're judging other people, be mindful. And if people are saying mean things about you, they're going, you're doing this, you're doing that, that's actually how they feel about themselves. And it's interesting because just notice if you're with someone and they're talking about other people constantly and they're constantly putting other people down, like there's always a problem, there's always an issue, like that's a major red flag. Get away from that person, because if they're saying that about other people in their life, they're definitely going to be saying it about you, like 100%. And so it was just interesting to kind of feel grateful that I like dodged a bullet and like I got out of some toxic relationships, because I even remember for my birthday, what was this, 2 years ago, which was my codependent narcissistic relationship. One of the people he was in relationships with, he was like, yeah, like their whole life revolves around me. I try not to have them do that, but their whole life revolves around me. And I remember thinking, like, if this person is saying that about someone, they will definitely say that about you one day. And so just, be mindful of how you talk about other people that are in your life. And if you have an issue, this is something I've been personally really working on. If there's something, you have an issue with someone, and it's not your therapist, it's not a coach, it's not a mentor that you're having dialogue of how do I move through this situation, like you're talking about someone in your life to another person, just stop. Just notice it's not a good habit. I've been there before, I've done it before, and it's something that I'm really aligning to no longer have as a habit of mine. But it's funny to see this play out, how if you are in a relationship with someone, just a friendship relationship, and they are talking to you about anyone in their life, they are definitely doing it about you. Hands down, noted. Don't even second guess it, and move away from that relationship as fast as you can, because they are basically around you, constantly judging you to figure out why they're better than you and put you down. And they're doing that with everyone in their life because they don't feel whole. And that's just psychology. But it's interesting how, like, it's just interesting. People are funny. And even like that man, like I said, I don't know if I wrote that in my book, but when he said, this person's life revolves around me, I was like, wow, like, I wonder if that person knows that you said that, and if they did, what they would think about it. But it's like, just notice if people talk about other people in their life that they are close with to you, they are definitely doing it about you. And it is a massive red flag for you to move away, for you to get away from that relationship, because they are toxically pulling energy from you to put you down. And so I just wanted to come on and share that as this, Thursday. Because life's too short, you guys. Life is too short. And notice if in your life, this is a green flag to give. If you are constantly in your life putting other people up, you're constantly like, oh my God, you're amazing, you're doing amazing, I love this thing about you, or I'm always talking about you to my friends, or I'm doing this. If you're constantly doing that about someone else, you're actually positively putting your power outside of you, because you're thinking they're somewhere that you are not yet. You're thinking they're above you. You're thinking like they have something that you don't. And so just remember, like, there's difference between complimenting someone and being grateful for them to be in your life, which we all should be, and over giving compliments because you are disembodied and disempowered from yourself. So just be mindful. Just be mindful. This is Relationships 101. I wanted to just share a green flag and red flag because I saw this last night, and it was really like a profound, wow, I was so grateful I dodged a bullet and got out of relationships that were not serving me, and that I'm excited for more people to actually be in relationships that are going to empower them. And be mindful. The other thing is when you're going through something, like, when you're recovering from something like a breakup or narcissistic abuse or codependency. I mean, codependency and narcissism, it's on the same spectrum. I write about this in my third book. Codependent is no worse or less than a narcissist. It's on the same scale. Their ways of tactically using the energy is differently. One's for more of the light, one's for more of the dark, but, you need the yin and the yang. So technically both people, it's the same energy. The codependent usually will rise and do the self-reflection work. The narcissist usually won't, but that may be changing as we enter the new world. When they'll leave, or even if you're in cancer, if you have cancer, if you are sick, if you just went through a divorce, like, just be very mindful who it is that comes into your life to quote unquote support you, quote unquote help you, seem like they're there to protect you, and they actually are using your energy to feel better about themselves, because it's easier to pick you up. It's easier to like focus on you than themselves. And just be mindful, like when you're in that vulnerable state, I really, really, really believe, and there's a mentor of mine, she's also a therapist. I didn't really believe her when she first said this, to be honest. I haven't told her this, but anyway, she said, when you go through something traumatic, and trauma from Dr. Peter Levon is anything that causes an emotional disturbance in you. Basically, all of us through the last 12 months have had an emotional disturbance at some point, whether we're frustrated at humanity and not waking up, or we're frustrated that people aren't getting the severity of the Western medicine diagnosis. When you are in that state, be very mindful. I don't think that you should be sharing the truth of what's going on inside of you unless it's someone who is clinically able to help you, or someone who is a mentor that you are specifically paying. I think friends, leave it out, because I think the friends who try to come in and take care of you at that point, I think there's alternative motives energetically, and I think that they are picking up those people to brand themselves or collaborate with the wounded as they rise to create a trauma bond. That is what I really believe. And so be very mindful when you've gone through trauma to not get in relations unless it is someone you are clinically, I shouldn't say get in relations, be mindful of the people you're communicating about with your healing journey. Unless you are truly paying them and it's a safe container, I don't believe with friendships it's wise. I think it turns into a trauma bond that will need to be cut when you actually become full and healed and rise. So anyway, that's the thing of red flags, green flags. Message me. It's liberation to be able to get the magazine tomorrow. And then Saturday, you guys, I'm so excited. We have a brand new online program I'm launching. I've never done it before. It's going to be one of my favorites. I can't say best because all my programs are the best, but anyway. And then those of you who enrolled in the Earn Income Online bundle, you guys, I'm so grateful. Some of you are already getting stellar results. And that community is going off. You can still message me if you want to earn income online about that, so I can give you details. But I'm going to go off and enjoy my life. I do have a really good blog post coming later today. I already started it, so be on the lookout for it. And I just love you. Keep rising. Turn your life into the greatest love affair, because you deserve it. And be mindful of the green flags and the red flags.